You know, I thought I was always confident. You know, if we had the footy with a minute to go and we were down by 4 points, and I was always confident that we had the ability to to come up with something. But for the 79 minutes before that, it was pretty hard.
Simon, what was the message in those last few moments when you guys were down by 4? Looked like the World Cup could be sort of slipping out of your grasp and you're on attack.
I guess those thoughts weren't going through our head as much. The obvious was we needed to score a try down by 4. We sort of didn't really build much pressure throughout the whole game, bar probably the first 10 minutes after half time. And they played really well. Got a lot of momentum in that second half, and it sort of felt if we could just hold on to the footy for a few sets, give ourselves opportunity on the line, that we might be able to do something. And thankfully enough, Sean came up with a big play and got the try for us.
Simon, were the English team better than you thought they would be? I mean, did they? What were you expecting when you came into this game?
Nothing less than what they played today. Wasn't expecting nothing but a very tough game, and when they went down to the wire, and that's what happened. They a big physical side and really tested us. We probably didn't play our best game, but that's probably credit to the opposition. They put a lot of pressure on us and definitely had us into the punt for a majority of that game.
Steve, what have you promised Sean coming up with that play?
He's part of a he's part of a group. I think Sean would understand that for a period of the second half there where England had 11 sets and we had 2, that his forwards were giving him the opportunity to come up with that play. He wouldn't have been thinking about it with half a minute to go, but and that's for me, that was a real telling point. As Simon said, I don't think we played real well today, but we hung in there and we gave ourselves a chance, with a minute to go, and that's a real positive. Like I said, 11 sets, they had the footy and we had it for 2 of them, and they were very unfortunate. They got lost the ball over the try line and we kept turning them away there. So, take nothing away from their performance. I thought they were outstanding, England.
Why don't you think you played well?
Yeah, it's a real difficult one. I was having a chat with Ivan up in the box there, and for 5 weeks. You can't prepare for a contest like that, and it was exactly that. As Simon said, they've got a real physical forward pack. They've got some, very clever halves, a very good fullback, and all of a sudden, we, been ticking along like we have been for the last 5 weeks, and you get thrown in the cauldron, which, we anticipated, but again, you can't prepare for that. It's I think today's match will be a real benefit to us, certainly for next week.
Simon, is that what it kind of felt like out there, that these games beforehand hadn't really prepared you for such an occasion?
Probably not so much in that. We always concentrate on ourselves first, and we're not taking anything away from the opposition we played up till now. It was a bit of a step up out there today, but within our own performance, it felt like we sort of went away from what we were building on. Little things in defence, and obviously building a lot of pressure in games. We didn't really do that today, whether that was because of the opposition or maybe a little bit of ourselves also. I'm not too sure, but not taking away anything from anyone we've played so far or even today. We're just off the mark, probably just a touch.
Was that an example of a good team finding a way to win, or did you just get lucky because England made mistakes in the final and everything?
Well, again, I think you guys need to be the judge of that. We give ourselves a chance, with a half a minute to go, and if you're good enough, you're good enough. And as I said before, you don't give yourself a chance if you open up the floodgates when the opposition have 11 sets and you have 2. So. You guys can draw the conclusion to that. I don't know, I was underneath the desk. Again, it was a bit of mixed emotion, to be fair. We feel, I think we feel fortunate to come up with the play, and the opportunity presented itself, and Sean was good enough to take it. But as Simon said, we need to be, we need to be better. So there were parts of the game there which were difficult to watch. There was no doubt about that.
Simon, it takes a lot of composure to win a game with 20 seconds to go. Was there a call out there? Was there something you need to say to the boys to keep them composed?
I think it was almost just second nature. Sort of a lot of guys out there with a lot of experience and played in a lot of big games, and obviously know what it takes to win them. And you try and train yourself for those situations, but it's never quite the same when you're out there. But you just try and fall back to your processes and get to your spots on the field. And there's no point in trying to make something up new with a crucial time, not much time to go. So and that's sort of what it felt like out there, just a bit of second nature, and just come up with a big play from Sean. But I think leading up to it, we were sort of doing pretty much everything we were trained to do.
Can I just ask both of you? Everybody's going to focus on the try in the last minute, obviously, understandably, but I thought just as crucial was the try in the first half when you're 8-0 down. And England were, really, I thought, getting physically on top of you. And then you came up with an absolutely magical try by Dean Farre when Tavasashek somehow managed to get the ball, was hovering above in touch and didn't manage to put his foot on, and got the ball back to Farre and after some incredible play. And it must have been a fantastic boost in confidence, Simon, for you when that try came, because I thought if England had scored again, and gone, say, 40-0 ahead, it would have been much more difficult for you.
Yeah, they definitely put us under a lot of pressure in that first half, going up 8-0, pretty quick, and they were, beating us to the punch, it felt like, throughout, in defence and with the ball, and it was a big play from Dean. I think he's the one that threw it in, and we managed to score in that first half and pick it back to 8-8, and there are crucial moments throughout the game, and you probably just see the end process with Shawnee's try at the end, but you're right, there are times throughout the game where it's sort of seesawing, and if you can come up with a big play like that, it definitely pays dividends towards the end of the game.
How does that compare with other tries in your time as coach, Steve? The try to Roger first half.
Yeah, it was a pretty special effort. It's probably, with that right edge over the course of this tournament, it seemed pretty normal. We've done some special things over there with Dino and Rog. So, but as Simon said, I think to be fair, the scoreline 8-8 at half time, was quite generous for us, because as was mentioned, I think England had a lot of the play there. So it took a special effort to come up with the play. And as I said, Roger's been doing some special things the whole tournament, and Dino. So.
Roger looked like he had a bit of a limp or something towards the end. Is there anything serious?
We're not sure yet. We'll just have to, have a close look at him over the next, few days and see how he is. But he's, walking around on it okay. So it was, like I said, it was a tough test match, and there's a few bumps and bruises in there.
So like guys were trying to get a bit of a hit on Sam Burgess and try to dominate him, but it almost seemed to take focus away from some of the things that he should have been doing. Did you sort of sense that, or guys getting caught up in personal matchups?
Again, I don't know if it was so much. Simon would probably be better, to ask that question. He was out there amongst it, but again, it's a test match, and he's the, he's the big dog in their side, and I guess we've got a couple of lads who you're trying to assert your authority through through in a test match, and so but again, I think in terms of effectiveness, I don't think we did it that well. I thought Sam had a great game today, and you know, so that's, you know, whether they did or I'm not 100% sure. You know, I thought yeah, I just thought you know, one, Sam had a great game, and you know, we didn't tie him up as well as what we probably should have.
Are you happy with your discipline, Steve? Because one or two of your players just do seem occasionally to be ready to, you know, jump on the opposition in Belfast. And I'm thinking of somebody like Jean-Paul Assad. If you watch him,
I don't know if he got penalised though. He might have got given one away.
Yeah, I might have.
No, but he always seems to be in the thick of it. Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Again, you know, I thought Frank's game was, you know, really, really good today. I thought there were a couple of other lads in there that, you know, had discipline issues, which, you know, marched England out of the backfield pretty easily. So a couple of them coming with their heads down at the end of the game because they knew they were going to get a clip over the ears. So, you know, that's something we need to be mindful of, you know, next week.
Sonia, do you think that performance would win you World Cup final?
No, we're going to have to be better next week. I think just the rhythm throughout the whole game was never sort of one pace. It was we were good for patches and then sort of dropped off and then good for another patch. We're going to have to be good throughout the whole 80 minutes. You always say it, but it's true. We can't afford to drop off. We might not come up with, you know, a couple of big plays we come up with today. We can't sort of rely on that to get us out of the game.
It's been a common sort of theme for you guys throughout the tournament, hasn't it? You know, consistency throughout the game.
I think we've been better earlier on in the tournament. The one time we sort of had been a bit slow was that period after half time. Today I thought when we come out half time it's probably some of our best work. So I guess that is a positive, but then we sort of took a backward step after that. So yeah,
we made it very, you know, I think the point that Tom was trying to say is, you know, we made it hard for ourselves today, and they're not, you know, for me, they're not issues which are hard to fix. You know, when we're, you know, kicking the ball out on the full, and, you know, we're running over the sideline off a scrum on the first tackle, or we're offloading the ball, you know, 5 metres off our try line and giving it straight back to them. You know, that's not a technical issue which is going to be hard to fix. That's, you know, an attitude of, okay, well, you know, we need to play a bit tough here and you know, get our hands dirty, and I'm sure the lads recognise that and know that's what it's going to take next week.
Can you describe, I guess, what it was like in the dressing room? Is it relief? Is it joy? Is it other emotions?
We're going to the World Cup final, you know. So, you know, for the lads, there's an understanding that, you know, we, you know, to get ourselves in that position, you know, we had to hang in there and come up with a play, which we did tonight, which I've already mentioned, but also understanding that, you know, we need to be better. It's as simple as that. You know, we're playing against a side, you know, which we've played against a number of times over the last, you know, few years, and, you know, we know what it takes. So there's a sense of joy, but there's also a sense of, you know, knowing, you know, we just don't want to go to the final next week.
Last question, anybody? Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Is it ABC on the way to the bus? Just wait out there. Yeah.